It's the third and final movie in the Coker trilogy by the great Iranian director Abbas Kiarostami. It's Through the Olive Trees. Why should you watch this movie? How does it interact with the other movies in the trilogy? Let's talk about that coming up next. All right, so this wonderful trilogy from Criterion Collection, I highly recommend it. It's very interesting because it all folds in together. If I can open it for you, all three of these movies, Where Is My Friend's House, Life and Nothing More, and then the third movie, Through the Olive Trees, are here together. And with Through the Olive Trees, you have a movie world that is within a movie world that's within a movie world. In other words, Through the Olive Trees is a movie about making the movie Life and Nothing More, second film in the trilogy, which is about the movie world, Where Is My Friend's House, and thus you get both early movies coming into Through the Olive Trees. I don't know how people could watch Through the Olive Trees without having seen the first two movies in the Coker trilogy, so I recommend you do so. Nevertheless, this movie is very interesting on a postmodern level, on a meta level, on a commentary about how to make films. There's so much going on in Through the Olive Trees. I think, or I guess, this movie is about making Life and Nothing More in a particular scene in it that involves a minor character. The director needs to cast an actor who is competent enough to play a minor character who has a small speaking part, and one of the actors isn't working. They go and find another actor to be in that part. The only problem is he's had a personal relationship and a problem with the actress who plays his wife in the movie. In other words, the actor and actress are pretending to be husband and wife in the movie, but they're not getting along, and there's problems on the set of Life and Nothing More, and we find out why in an extended conversation in Through the Olive Trees.
خب کار ما رو که امروز تعطیل کردی. حالا جریان چی بود که جواب سلامت نداد؟
So the movie is about the frustrations of a director about going to seek out an actor, and the reality about making art, which is troubling and problematic, and the actors not being able to pretend because in reality, the reality is intruding on the pretending to be married to each other. As you can see, this movie is difficult to explain, and it's playing, as a number of commentaries on the internet will tell you, metagames. It's always referring to itself, for example. It's always referring to the question of how does reality relate to the world of art? How much does the fake influence the real influence the fake, or the real influence what we pretend to be, and so on. And in the movie Life and Nothing More, we had a director who went and sought out the actors who were in the movie Where Is My Friend's House. Now in Through the Olive Trees, we see that director as an actor in the movie, seeking out the actors in Where Is My Friend's House, but then the actors in Where Is My Friend's House appear in Through the Olive Trees. So this is one big confusing maze and jumble of movie worlds clashing and coming together. Just when you think it's all real, the movie says it's not really real. At other times it feels totally real. And I think all of these metagames about what is art and what is real and what's not kind of go into this ultimate question of what is love. This ends up being a love story that's both real in terms of the movie world of Through the Olive Trees. It's a love story that's fake in terms of the marriage portrayed in Life and Nothing More. It's also fake in terms of this is just an actor and actress in the movie Through the Olive Trees. But is there such thing as love on top of this terrible earthquake that's happened in the movie Life and Nothing More that's shown, the aftermath of it is shown in Through the Olive Trees? Can love happen out of a terrible tragedy? And so this ends up being about this actor who plays the minor character who really wants to marry this girl who is portraying his wife but doesn't want to talk to him. And there's a lot of funny scenes about, trying to film these two people who he wants to be in love with her, she refuses to talk to him, but they're supposed to talk to each other within the movie, and they're having trouble shooting the movie.
میخوام اگه سلام میکنم ایشون جواب به سلام من نمیدن نه سلام به من میکنه که من جواب بسم سلام ایشون بده
سلام نمیکنن؟
نه.
Good grief, I hope that all made sense. I love the title, Through the Olive Trees. This olive grove appears in both earlier movies, Where Is My Friend's House, Life and Nothing More, as a sort of mysterious setting, and as a transition world between one place and another. In Where Is My Friend's House, for example, the olive trees represent the transition from the town of Koker, which the kid is from, and then he goes into Pashta to deliver the notebook, and he has to go through the olive trees to get there to help his friend out. In Life and Nothing More, the olive trees are about the director trying to help out, or he finds a baby, and I think he's trying to help the baby out. Then you get the Through the Olive Trees thing in Through the Olive Trees, where the actor is trying to woo and court the actress. Thus can love and exchange happen through the olive trees, the boundary that divides towns, but the mysterious wooded setting, perhaps a magical forest-like thing where anything might happen, including love between these characters. Now, one reason to really love this movie, and perhaps the only thing that makes it great, is the ending. The last 10 minutes, for example, are one of the most intense and perhaps obnoxious courting scenes ever filmed. Once you get through those, you get to the very end, the final shot, and you get commentary on the other movies with a zigzag uphill thing, this arduous journey up and through and around things, which is focused on the love story here. And then the last shot just goes on and on and on, and is a perfect, extreme long shot. It really is one of the best last shots I've ever seen, and probably would crack my top 10 in movie history for best last shots. That is why this movie is great, if nothing else. My view of Kiarostami as a philosopher of film, and the way that film is made, is that he is ultimately saying there's a gigantic separation between reality and the world of film. In other words, there's no point of contact between the two. Art is always art. It's artifice. It's constructed. And you should know and observe that. So when I get to Through the Olive Trees, I really want this love story to happen. And I hope it happens, and maybe it does happen. If it does, I feel good. But I've always got to reflect on the fact that this movie is constructed and being made and is artificial. I think he wants me to think that, and then to see the separation between my world, which I assume is reality, and then the movie world, which is artificial. I think that's part of the game playing that he does throughout the trilogy, and certainly in this movie world that contains two other movie worlds Through the Olive Trees. Nevertheless, he's, I think, constructed a bit of a comedy in this movie. Comedy not just in its funny, but spoiler alert in a sense, it ends well, or well enough. And that's probably a little bit different than the second movie. And the first movie was, I think, more terrifying. So I think in the first movie, Where Is My Friend's House, we get some haunted scenes. The second movie is about the aftermath of the horrible 1990 Iranian earthquake. So then the third movie, which is closer ostensibly to our own world, is a bit happier, a bit jauntier, and a bit more playful, I think, than the other movies. And maybe that's the way Kiarostami wants to leave it. That is, our world is playful. Our world is full of love if we look for it, or all kinds of happy exchanges between people who don't know each other. One thing I love about this trilogy is strangers meeting up and enjoying each other's company, or beginning to talk through each other's problems. Kiarostami loves to deal with that very theme. So my question to you is, do you like Through the Olive Trees the best of this trilogy, or which of the other movies do you like best? Which would you recommend watching? Can we watch Through the Olive Trees by itself, or do we need to watch the other movies in the trilogy? Let us know what you think in the comments. Please subscribe to this channel for more great content. Thank you and have a great day.